He was promised long before anyone knew his name. Not a king clothed in splendor, but a servant marked by suffering. His wounds would speak louder than his words, and his silence would change the world. Welcome to Quote in Scripture, Scripture that inspires, quotes that uplift. Centuries before Jesus walked the earth, the prophet Isaiah saw a vision unlike any other. In a time when Israel expected a conquering Messiah, Isaiah spoke of a servant who would come quietly, carrying the weight of human brokenness. This servant would not be admired for his appearance or power. He would be rejected, misunderstood, and despised. Isaiah described a man acquainted with grief. One people would turn away from, yet this suffering was not meaningless. Isaiah revealed that the pain of this servant was not his own doing. He was wounded for the sins of others. He was crushed for the failures of humanity. The punishment that brought peace fell upon him, and through his suffering, healing would come. The prophecy spoke of injustice. The servant would be led like a lamb to the slaughter, silent before his accusers. He would be condemned without defense, cut off from the land of the living, and buried among the wicked. Yet, even in death, God's purpose was unfolding. Isaiah declared that it was the will of the Lord to allow this suffering, not as cruelty, but as redemption. The servant would offer his life as a sacrifice for sin. He would die. He would see the light of life again. His suffering would not end in defeat, but in victory. When Jesus stood before his accusers, silent and condemned, Isaiah's words came alive. When he was beaten, mocked, and crucified, the prophecy found its fulfillment. Jesus bore sin he did not commit so that sinners could receive righteousness they did not earn. Isaiah's prophecy reminds us that God's plan of salvation was never rushed or accidental. It was written in advance, carried through suffering, and completed in love. The cross was not a tragedy that surprised God. It was the pathway he chose to bring healing to the world. This truth calls us to respond with humility and faith. The suffering servant invites us not only to believe, but to trust, to lay down pride, to receive forgiveness, to find hope in the one who carried our pain so we would not carry it alone. Thank you for watching Quote and Scripture, Scripture that inspires, quotes that uplift. If this message challenged you, take time today to reflect on the mercy God has shown you. Share your thoughts in the comments. Like this video to encourage others. Subscribe to Quote in Scripture for more short, faith-filled messages from God's Word.